Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here this morning. We're about to start our webinar e-series. Let's just check first that you can hear us correctly before we start our webinar. And also, we invite you to use the question panel. This is a panel that we will be using throughout the webinar to get all your comments and questions. So if you can see the question panel, there is a window on the right side of your screen where you can send us all of your questions. Please let us know if you can hear us correctly, loud and clear, so we can start our webinar. Okay, I think now we're about to start our webinar. Let's check if we have any questions. All right, so thank you for being here for our webinar e-series, New Solutions with Metadata, Plate Recognition, and Fisheye. For today's webinars, Robert Jauregui, he will be our panelist for today. And Robert, are you ready for the webinar?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Thank you for your time this morning, and now we're ready to start.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Robert. Today we're gonna be learning about our new solutions, including license plate recognition cameras, fisheye, PTZ, and our new metadata camera. We're going to start off with our LPR camera. It's a 4 megapixel bullet. This is just a general description of what an LPR is and what it does. Basically, it is a intelligent vehicle management in ANPR technology, which ANPR means automatic number plate recognition. This enables license plate extraction in complex locations by accurately identifying each character in the vehicle's license plate, including its format and number. This technology uses deep learning algorithms for license plate and character detection, allowing for optimal and precise recognition. You'll see here, and this is how it's going to look. Normally, the license plate for the United States is on the back of the car, but this is just a general idea of how it's going to work. It's going to detect, it's going to recognize the license plate, it's going to screenshot it because it's a capture. It's not a video, it's a capture. And it's going to give you the result on the NVR or the application that you are going to use, or on the computer software. The LPR utility. Implementing LPR camera systems in any environment has value by improving process control and providing an additional level of security. These systems serve as a valuable tool for monitoring, investigating, and resolving incidents or events involving vehicles and their drivers. By providing a means to track and identify vehicles, LPR camera system can enhance security and streamline processes in a variety of settings. So basically, in the first image, the car is going to stop. There's a barrier right here, and the two security guards or policemen are going to come, and you'll see that they have to manually open it. But with LPR, you can detect a license plate. It's going to open the barrier, and that license plate will be saved in the database system without any use of guards or anything. These are some of the applicable scenarios. It's in barrier control, road video surveillance, vehicle management, like in a big parking lot, like in a mall, or maybe a supermarket, and investigation. You can look through the database of each license plate and figure out which car you're looking for. Maybe it ran the barrier, or it ran the stoplight. And that way, through our database, you can find that specific car and that specific license plate. So these are the not applicable scenarios. And in the first one, you'll see that a shared input and output does not work. This will not work because once the car comes in this way, or sorry, it's going to come in this way. The barrier is right here. The car is going to be coming in like this. The entrance LPR camera will notify the plate. This is because the plate is in front of the camera, not behind. So if you have it behind, the LPR camera would be right around here, or right around here for entrance, and it'll detect it from the back. It'll open the gate. Now, the reason why you don't want a shared input and output is because once the car passes, this camera right here will detect that license plate and keep the barrier open for someone else, like tailgating, that wants to go in as well. So the applicable scenario in recommended installation is having one LPR for entrance and one LPR for exit. These are some of the recommended requirements of the LPR settings, so it can detect well, and you'll have no issues with the detection or the recognition of the plates. So the width of the license plate should be from 6% to 50% of the total image. This right here is the area of the configuration that you're going to be putting on the inside the camera. So minimum is the 6% right here. This will be on the license plate or just under it, that's okay too. And the max is 50%, which is going to be around the area of the license plate itself. The external light, a lot of installations, it's not going to be the same for every installation. It could be brighter, it could be darker. You could have a cover over the LPR. It all depends on the installation, what the customer would really want. So you would have to play with the image settings. The angle, normally we recommend 15 degrees for the angle to avoid light on the camera lens and to capture the license plate correctly. So 15 degrees, 1 to 2 meters is recommended, and a distance of about 3 meters. This is the characteristics of the camera. So we have a compression of h.265, 4 megapixels, 30 fps. We have a wide dynamic range of 120 dBs. It has a reset button, which should be on the back right here. A micro SD slot of up to 256 gigabytes. The PoE standard, which is 802.3 AF. The functions, it has a smart video analytics, license plate recognition, vehicle type detection. It has watermark and privacy mask, and the LPR video analysis, which has a database of up to 10,000 and a capture range of 0 to 70 kilometers per hour. It has a motorized lens from 2.8 to 12 millimeters, so you can zoom in up to 12 millimeters and zoom out of up to 2.8. It has one audio channel for input and output, one alarm channel for input and output dry contact. Another thing that's not on here is in the settings, it also has a wig and output. What that basically means is you can add a reader to the LPR camera as an extra layer of protection. So once the car comes, it'll read the license plate, but the door will not open until the client or the person in the car scans the reader, and then the barrier will open. So it just adds another layer of protection if the client would like that. This is the viewing through the camera's web interface of the NVR itself. This is the view captured license plate from your recordings. This is how it's going to look in your recordings. So you see here, you can see he put in the date. He put in the type of list, which is allow or the block list. In this case, he has the allow list, and these are the license plates in the allow list. You click on one of the license plate and this video will show up. It'll show the car coming in and it recognizing the license plate. Oh, Okay. This is the mobile app. It's going to be Super Cam Plus or Super Live Plus. This is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to look in the application. You're going to go to look for events. Then in the events, you're going to look to see the vehicle. It's going to say the hour or the date that it started, the date that it finished, the type, allow, block, or all of them. And then in there, you're going to go to search, and this is the list of license plates that you have. Once you click on one of them, it'll show you the video. Through the application, you see alarm out 1. You can activate any relay through the application. So you have a barrier with a relay connected to the LPR. You can, from the application, open the relay and the barrier will open. And this is a quick video of how it's going to work. I see the cars coming in. And like I said, one for entrance and one for exit, so you don't have that shared, and so you have no, and so you don't have no tailgating. So it comes, enters. This is one's exiting, reads the license plate. And this is going to show you how to set it up. So like I said, 1 meter to 2 meters. 2 meters is pushing it, but you would want it around like 1.5, 1.8. And the recognition distance of 3 meters, and the angle right here of 15 degrees. I detected, the barrier opens. This is a detection range. Shows that it's on the allow list, and the car will pass through. So in the settings, this is basically how you will be setting up the LPR. This will be under configuration, event, which would be the 4th one normally. And in event, you're going to click ANPR or license plate detection, which is how it would be normally put in the settings with license plate detection. You're going to enable that. Once you enable it, you're going to save it. After that, you go to the next tab, which is comparison and linkage. And alarm out is only when you're going to use a barrier or a relay. If you don't have that, then that's completely fine. You don't need to enable it. Here you put save. And the area, just like I said, the minimum is 6%, and the maximum is 50. This is the schedule of how it's going to, when it's going to work. And then this is the vehicle database. Right here, you click add. You add the license plate right here, the start time and end time, just in case for visitors. If you have a visitor, they give you their license plate, and you have a set time. If you would like to set time to say a week, and then that at the end of that week, he can no longer access. Adding it here. And you'll see that it added it. And then here, what he also did is on the next tab where it says bulk entry, in an Excel sheet, you can import it or export it, and it'll import the entire database from that Excel spreadsheet, or you can keep it on your computer. Right, now we're going to go to our fisheye camera. This is a 6 megapixel fisheye camera. What is a fisheye? A fisheye camera is designed to provide a panoramic view of 180 degrees or 360 degrees in a single image that can be reconstructed into multiple scenes. Fisheye or fisheye cameras typically have a single internal digital camera or sensor and the panoramic effect is created by a specialized lens using common optics. With the help of software, fisheye cameras can interpret the image and then unwrap or de-warp it to create flat images. This is going to be the 360 view. The 360 view of the camera, the fisheye. 360 vision applications with fisheye cameras are particularly useful for small spaces like this office right here, or for countertops, so you like registers and stuff like that, that you want to see everything, but you don't want to put two cameras in, so you just normally would put one fisheye camera above and it would see everything in 360 degrees. As the dewarping function, the dewarping would be something like unwrapping the image, in this case to correct the 180 or 360 degree view into a more natural flat view that corresponds to what our eyes see. For example, converting a 360 degree view to a panoramic view, which would look something like this. So this is how it would look in the software. Right here it says installation mode, so whether it's on the ceiling, whether it's on a wall, or whether it's on like a table, or you put it flat. And then the display mode is the dewarping function, where you can select which and where you would want the camera. So this one right here, I'll put the pointer. This function right here, the last function right here, the fisheye is in the middle, the 360 degree views, and you can see that all of the other parts of the lenses are all around. What you can put here is you can put fisheye PTZ, you can click that on, and once you do that, you can click and drag this part of the lens to put where you would want to see it. So as an example, say this camera right here is seeing this, but you can move it to the right a little bit, so it's seeing this right here. And you can do that for each and every one. This is how it's going to look in the application. You can see he turned the phone. Once he turned the phone right here, you can see the two-way in the fisheye. You can also set it to VR. So what this does is once you set it to VR on the phone, you move your phone around and it'll show you, once you move your phone, where the fisheye is looking. This is some of the characteristics of the fisheye. It has a compression of H.265. It's 6 megapixels, 30 FPS. It has a false WDR, a digital WDR. It has for the interface, it has a reset button. It has a micro SD up to 256 gigabytes, standard PoE 802.3 AF. The functions it has is dewarping, has watermark and privacy mask, and has a built-in microphone. It has a lens of 1.1 millimeters and it supports ONVIV. And we're going to talk about our PTZ. It's a 4 megapixel smart tracking PTZ. A PTZ pan-tilt zoom camera is a type of security or surveillance camera that allows remote control of its movement to adjust its position and zoom in on the image. The pan, which is the horizontal movement, and the tilt, which is the vertical movement, and zoom, which is the enlargement and reduction of the image. These functions can be controlled remotely through a joystick, a software, or your app. This allows for coverage of a wider area and obtaining a detailed view of a specific object or person or car. The PTZ cameras are very versatile and can be used in a wide variety of environments. Right here, it can be seen used in a warehouse. This is how it's going to be used. Right now he's controlling the PTZ through the application. You can see he's going to zoom in here in a second. So you can see the zoom functionalities of the PTZ and how far it zooms in. You can see all the details of the rust and the ambulance. You can see the letters from afar away. And this is how it looks. This is the same video, but at night. You can still see the picture clearly. You can see the zoom functionality. Even at night, it still looks clear. Auto tracking with AI. Auto tracking is a feature that we have in this PTZ that refers to a function that allows the camera to automatically track a moving object with its coverage area using video analysis algorithms and motion tracking. So here in this video, you can see how the auto tracking works. You see it detected the person. This is the area of the auto tracking that you're going to configure in the camera. You can see it's following him. Now you can also set a specific time to when it's going to stop tracking. So right now it's going to keep following him until he's not seen anymore. But in the settings, you can put a specific time, say you want to follow this car or this person for 20 seconds, you can do it in the settings. This is the characteristics of the PTZ as a compression of H.265 plus, 4 megapixels, 30 frames, a WDR of 120, and an infrared of 150 meters. As a reset button, a micro SD of up to 256 gigabytes, and has its PoE plus, so 802.318. The function is smart tracking of humans and vehicles, is watermark and privacy mask. It has 360 presets, has 8 patrols, 4 patterns, and includes a wall support in the package itself. It is a 4.8 to 120 millimeter motorized lens, so a zoom of 120 and a zoom out of 4.8, and a 25 times optical zoom. It has one audio channel and one audio input channel and one alarm input and output channel, dry contact. And now we're going to be moving on to our metadata camera. This is a mini dome 4 megapixel. So metadata basically, the metadata camera basically is just a analysis of attributes in humans, vehicles, and motorcycles and non-motorized vehicles. Attributes are basically just gender, age, the direction, the hat, glasses, what color shirt he's wearing, what color pants he's wearing, if he has a bag, if he has a mask. For cars, it's what color it is, white, black, blue, silver, gray, what year it is, whether it's from 2021, 2009, 2017, what type it is, the sedan, is it a school bus, is it a van, is it a pickup? It has for brands, so is it a Honda, is it a Lamborghini, is it a Nissan, is it a Toyota? And for motorcycles and non-motorized vehicles, it's not going to say the brand, it's just going to say whether it's a bike or an electric bike or a non-motor vehicle or a tricycle. So based on AI, metadata allows us to accurately identify human, motorized, and non-motorized vehicle attributes, like I said. This is the OSD right here. You can change the name in the settings of the camera. If you don't want this to say human, you want it to say person or people. If you don't want it to say car, you can put it to say vehicle. If you don't want it to say bike, you can put it to however you want. Or if you don't want those settings, you just want it to say human, you can disable the car and bike settings and just have it to human verification. This is what it's going to look on the browser. Here you can see it detected these four men over here. This is youth, 18 to 40. It's a male, has no mask, has no glasses. Here you can see it detected another one. He's in his youth, 18 to 40, no glasses, no mask. And it has vehicle detection as well. These cars over here. You can see the van is white. It's too far to detect. You can see it's on like the border, but it is detecting it. This one it detected perfectly. It says a 2016 model MPV. It's white. It's a Chrysler. The attributes of the person, we basically said whether it's a male or female, what age it is, what age he or she is, whether he has a bag, whether he has a mask. For vehicles, the attributes, the color, year old vehicle type, make, model. And for bicycles, you can see here, electric motorcycle. So right here, electric motorcycle, so like mopeds or the motorcycles that the community has in like downtown or like those areas where you can rent that motorcycle, those are considered also electric motorcycles. It'll say here bike. And you can search the event based on what is captured. So here it says today, so all events from today. What camera? You can put the metadata camera and event. That's the important one. So in event, it'll say vehicle detection or human detection, people or face or the license plate. The attribution right here, it'll say whether it has a hat, whether he's in his youth, he has a mask, and that's how you can search based on those attributes. You can see here, like I said, attribution, motor vehicle, all non-motor vehicles. It'll show you motor vehicles and non-motor vehicles. This is the characteristics of the camera. It has a compression of H.265 plus. It's 4 megapixels, 38 frames. It has a WDR of 120. Has an infrared of 30 meters. It has a reset button. It has a micro SD slot up to 256 gigabytes, and it has a standard PoE of 802.3 AF. The functions it has is intelligent human and vehicle metadata, has watermark and privacy mask. It has face detection, line crossing for humans and vehicles, metadata with attributes. It has a lens of 2.8 millimeters, has an integrated microphone, it supports OnViv, and the outdoor rating is IP66. Couple things before we finish. All these products are NDAA and FCC compliant. And every single one of our new products from our E-Series brand have a warranty of 5 years. So IP cameras, the junction boxes, the analog side, basically everything that's in that series is going to have 5 years of warranty. And as a final thing, I thank you for coming to the webinar. And I'm going to see if you have any questions here.
We do have a couple of questions, Robert, so let's answer them really quick. Can you read them on the question panel, Robert? If not, I can read them to you really quick.
Can you read them to? I don't see the questions.
Sure, no problem. Mr. Olgain is asking, why is the simulation and not an actual demonstration? What is this? A simulation and not an actual demonstration? Mr. Holguin, I don't know if you can send more information or if you can answer that question, Robert.
I think he's asking about the videos that we have on there. So those are
Okay.
demos that they have already in place for us for that specific cameras and for tests that they made. If I didn't answer that question, then can you try to explain the question a little bit better, please?
Thank you, Robert, and thank you, Mr. Holguin. If you can send us more information about your question, we'll be happy to answer that. Also, Mr. Leal is asking, can we add user with privileges and that it only do the management of the user cars, disable all camera options?
So is that for the license plate?
Yes, and a follow-up question also from Mr. Leal is, with the NBS 2.0 software, can we update the camera if we have more than one opening?
So more than one opening means that you would have two relays. The camera only supports one relay, so you would only have one opening. So as for your other question, you have allow list, and you have block list, and you have another list which is temporary. On the allow list is just the license plates that you have put into the allow list, which can open the barrier. On the block list, it'll recognize that it's on the block list, it won't open the barrier. And on temporary, you have to set a time and date from start to when it's going to end. And at that end date is they won't be able to access the barrier anymore. And yeah, if you want to update it, then yeah, you can update it.
Thank you, Robert. And Mr. Leal, he's also asking us, yes, about the configuration for having one camera to open. He's asking then two cameras at the same location for two entry.
So as long as it's separate ways, like separate roads, then yes, you can technically have it for two entries. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have it. I'm just saying that if you have a LPR camera in the same direction as the entrance one on the other side, then there will be a tailgating issue. So to have that anti-tailgating, you would have one entrance camera, and if you would want another point of entrance, then yes, you can have another point of entrance on the other side, but not in the same side as you have that camera.
Thank you, Robert. And Mr. Leal, if you want to send more information or another question, we'll be happy to answer it. And then also, if you have a project coming up and you need help directly from Robert, you can contact us so we can send you more information or review your project directly. Okay, we have another question from Mr. Damon. How to configure the tracking on the PTZ?
So how to configure the tracking on the PTZ is you will have to go to the browser on the PTZ that you have to know the IP. Once you have the IP, you go to the browser, put in the IP, log into the camera, and then once you're there, you're going to go to configurations. It'll be under event. In event, it'll say smart tracking. You have to enable smart tracking there. Once you enable smart tracking, in the same settings, in the event settings, you go to line crossing and detection. You're going to enable line crossing and detection. And under that same setting, it'll say trigger track. You enable that and you save it, and you should be good to go.
Thank you, Robert. And Mr. Damon, if you have any other question about how to configure PTZ, please let us know, or we can contact you right after the webinar. So if we have any other question, please let us know. This is the moment for Robert to answer all of your questions. Damien, he just answered, okay, thanks. Does it work for the 2 megapixel version?
Does what work for the 2 megapixel version?
I think it's the PTZ configuration.
If it has auto tracking and smart tracking, yes.
Thank you, Robert. Perfect. So yes, no problem. Thank you. If you want to send us any other question, we're here another couple of minutes, so please feel free to ask us any question. Quick reminder that this webinar will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, EPCOM USA. As well, we're going to be sending a link of this recording to your email. In that email, you'll have my information. My name is Victor Portillo, and if you have any question about these products, you can let me know, and then I can forward all of your questions to Robert or any of the technical support team so they can help you directly. So I think we don't have any other question, Robert. Do you want to add anything else to the webinar?
No, just thank you all for coming. Thank you all for supporting the webinar and coming here. And I hope to see you all again.
Thank you for your time, Robert, and for sharing all this valuable information about E-Series. We hope to see everyone on our future sessions of E-Series. Please keep checking our website, epcom.net, where we are publishing daily webinars for June and July. So please check our website, and we hope to see you pretty soon. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.